Working on this project for over 3 years now has been both a fun and challenging experience that has proven to be extremely rewarding. The Star Destroyer is my favorite ship from the Star Wars universe. The large scale of this ship, shown in the opening scene of Star Wars Episode 4: A New Hope, has always fascinated me since I was a child. Until this very day, I am captivated by its overwhelming size and appearance. Due to the lack of availability for a Star Destroyer ship in the niche market of finished replicas in both large scale and extreme detail, is that I decided to take matters into my own hands and make my very own with the highest level of details possible. My primary goal was for the model to be so complex that one could not focus and take in all the details at a quick glance. All 3 rear engines have been magnetized. Each engine features a very specific and unique magnet layout that will only fit one dedicated configuration. To make the task even easier and take away all the guesswork, each piece has been labeled. The engines are made from both 3D printed and resin parts. I certainly was in pursuit of a model that would require a considerable amount of time admiring in order to take in the grandeur of this ship. The Star Destroyer deflector shield generators, housed in the prominent domes on the command tower to create a protective energy barrier, blocking incoming attacks, have been 3D printed for increased realism. They are extremely delicate pieces that require great protection and care when handling. Wooden dowel rods were perfect for this application, allowing for a smooth and swift installation. A magnetized miniature falcon was a must in this project. I am glad to have applied magnets extensively throughout the project, which will allow to break down the model to basic components with ease for storage, safe transportation to exhibitions, shows, regular maintenance, and future possible upgrade purposes, to name a few. Miniature magnets with a diameter within the 2 to 5 mm range can easily be found on Amazon and were critical in order to magnetize small structures. The two most prominent Star Destroyer tractor beam projectors, located by the hangar bay, have been both magnetized, which aside from mounting and dismounting purposes, will also allow for full rotating action. A magnetized 3D printed version of the Rebel blockade runner must be present in the hangar bay. I scratch built a micro support structure that would secure the captured ship in place. Implementing 3D printing technology and old-style kit bashing techniques in this project delivered the results that you see here. Scratch building the main crane of the Star Destroyer hangar bay was the greatest challenge given the level of complexity in such a small scale. Laser-cut metal photo-etched detailing parts, along with kit bashing techniques and evergreen styrene products, were used to accomplish this result. I then decided that a secondary crane would be both interesting and suitable for such a large hangar bay. Employing magnets once again would allow for functionality. The second crane was a challenge as well, given that the size would be even smaller than the main one, but yet had to maintain the same level of intricate details. This crane was built in two parts, employing kit bashing techniques, laser-cut metal photo-etched detailing parts, and evergreen styrene products. The miniature magnets are very strong and therefore excellent for the job. Patience, dedication, and time are the main ingredients to achieve success in a project of this caliber. Plain, evergreen polystyrene sheets come in different thickness and are widely used for scratch building models. I decided to reinforce the base of the Star Destroyer with this product for extra rigidity. I chose to use 5 mm thickness. CA glue provided for a strong and lasting bond to the resin base. Sanding with 400 grit sandpaper the surfaces to be glued increased the level of adhesion. Next, some filling would be required. Imperfections and bubbles present on the base would also require filling. For this job, I choose Tamiya putty, basic type. I purchased it from Great Hobbies, one of my favorite local hobby shops that I frequent for supplies. I find myself employing this product frequently and extensively on my models for repairing, sculpting, or just filling gaps when required. It is easy to work with, will dry relatively quick for sanding, and is effortless to sand down. The plain evergreen polystyrene sheets were installed in 3 sections. Smoothness, rigidity, and fit is good. The base is ready for priming. At this stage, I will be applying primer to some parts of the model. These are the parts all together that will be primed next. Applying a primer is essential to improve paint adhesion, reveal surface imperfections, and provide a uniform base coat. Primers essentially act like glue for the paint, ensuring it sticks well and lasts longer. And if you ask me, it makes the pieces look so much better. For this project, I decided to use Vallejo primers in gray. I usually make supply purchases from Great Hobbies, a local hobby shop. And I almost forgot the star of the show, the iconic Millennium Falcon, which will also be primed. For my airbrush thinner, I choose Vallejo again. Airbrush thinners are used to reduce the viscosity of airbrush paints, making them flow more smoothly through the airbrush and onto the surface being painted. This helps prevent clogging and ensures a consistent, even coat of paint. And the results are in. I have installed soft pads at the top of the 3 base supports to protect the Star Destroyer surface from possible scratches and scuffs when displayed. Priming will reveal any imperfections that will require further filling and sanding. In particular on the sides, where a gap was present in between the evergreen polystyrene sheets and the base. I am satisfied with the progress so far, and before applying the final paint coats to the model and base, I will make sure to repeat the process of filling, sanding, and priming in the areas where required. This is all part of the tedious work involved in the process of model making. But if you ask me, the reward will be well worth the effort. Adding details to a model like this is carefully executing a delicate balance between 2 key points. On one side, not overdoing the adding of greeblies, and on the other, ensure that the functionality and scale from the parts added are sufficient in order to achieve the desired result. This is a task that is extremely time-consuming. The amount of airbrush thinner used often is variable based on the type of paint and desired consistency, but a common starting point is a 1-to-1 ratio, equal parts paint and thinner, which is what I used on this kit. However, some paints may require more or less thinner, and you may need to adjust based on the specific brand and color. Searching for kits that have potential greeblies to use in this project is just as time-consuming as later determining which greeblies will be selected and the modifications required to serve their purpose. Scratch building the details on the Star Destroyer is like assembling a massive 3D puzzle. It's a game of test fitting multiple pieces over and over again for each area of the model until the best greebly for the job is found. And when you can't find one, you make it. Throughout the timeline window of this project, I have been constantly seeking upgrades from model kits that would be within scale of the Star Destroyer replica. From racing cars, tanks, and airplane models to naval military battleships. So far, I have enjoyed the progress made and firmly believe that it's going in the right direction. As the piece comes together, I often experience the feeling of eagerness to see it finalized, but I am reminded that sometimes it's not the destination that matters most, but the journey itself. Holding such tiny and detailed miniatures provides me with an overwhelming personal satisfaction. For those wondering, I don't follow any blueprints since I have no intentions of making this model screen accurate. Model makers were rushed to meet the filming schedule, and if left with enough time in their hands and financial resources, I bet they could have made the Star Destroyer look so much more interesting. As they say in show business, time is money. To my point, if you watch closely at the scene from Star Wars: A New Hope, where our heroes see the Falcon for the first time in Docking Bay 94, there is no radar dish due to production limitations to save on budget and space. I intend to make the Star Destroyer my very own concept based on how it would look like being so gargantuan. After all, I'm in no rush to make a film. If you ask me, I never thought possible 47 years ago when I first saw Star Wars that I would one day have the privilege and pleasure to own a replica of my favorite ship at this level of detail, and much less that I would build it. It truly just blows my mind when I think about it. If you are a Star Wars fan loving this ship as much as I do and find yourself on the fence about following me on this journey, I strongly recommend that you take the plunge and do so. You don't have to set yourself a time frame to accomplish it. Just work at your own pace. We live in times where technological advances make it so much easier to build these models than decades ago. Materials and resources are at your fingertips like never before. Let your imagination and creativity fly and bring yourself home a piece of that universe from a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Collecting has been both a journey and a passion for me. And let me tell you, it's been one heck of a journey. The hunt for new Greeblies always continues. Please let me know what you think in the comments below. I wish you all the best of luck in your collecting adventures, and stay tuned for my next collectible.